the old brute. Freaking rocks. All the trails. First mess it back to the tracking mode. Oh man, some of the best fishing waters in the region. But hey folks, good news. Just checked the UDOT app, UDOT website, and it looks like Wolf Creek Pass is open as of today. So that's a freaking total bonus. Headed back to work, out to Roosevelt, and because I'm working day shifts, taking the old brute, the old Land Cruiser. So we're gonna have a fun adventure. We're gonna try out the Tepui tent and try to make the best of it. Just a quick pull off at Taggart's so I could rearrange my cameras and whatnot. We're gonna go cruise through Camas and Francis, Oakley. We're gonna hang a left and go up the Provo River. 2:37, built in a little bit of time to hopefully be able to get this camp set up in daylight and perhaps catch a fish. So let's see what happens. Just cruising right past Rockport here, Rockport Reservoir. Wait, yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a journey in the Land Cruiser. I was thinking about it. And early on in this channel, going on 3 years ago probably, yeah, this thing, when I took it up to Alaska along the Alcan Highway or the Alaska Highway. I've got 2 awesome series on the channel. One of them was the journey going up there. Check out the playlist over here. And then there was another one where I spent 2 weeks overlanding in all throughout the state of Alaska. That was freaking totally awesome. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've done a fun journey here in the cruiser. The reason I take my truck instead of the bike, I pretty much, now that it's summertime, plan on taking the bike to work almost every time. But thing is, the reason I take the truck over the bike is when I work day shifts, I'm on the clock and on duty at the crew quarters all day long, and I don't get off until almost sunset. And I'm not gonna go riding my motorcycle at night, you know, there's not much sense in doing that. So and you know, the Land Cruiser needs a little bit of love now and then too, so what do you know. And I've been so psyched to take this route because this is an area that I come up and do some fly fishing and stuff. The Weber River is what comes out of the Uintas and comes all through these little reservoirs here through Oakley and down through Colville, Hennifer, Morgan, and everything. So I really like this area, man. It's freaking awesome. There's Smith and Morehouse Reservoir up the river, and that's kind of where the Weber River starts. Thereabouts up the Weber Canyon. And definitely some prime cabin sites up there. So anyway, I've been anxious for this part of the highways to open up so that I could actually travel this way to and from work. And so I'm pretty psyched about crossing over the Wolf Pass. Well, let's get the heck out of town. Jeez. There's Mirror Lake Highway. Road to the Uintas. Cool. Look at these freaking rocks. So here we are at Wolf Pass Summit. We're out of service. I'm testing out the GARMIN INREACH and putting it to the first test, really, actually. So a few minutes ago down there in Camas, I rigged up the iPad mount here so that we can have onboard navigation, quick and easy. I'll have to kind of resituate that for off-road vibrations and whatnot, but what I'm pretty stoked about, kind of an added bonus that I didn't anticipate with the Garmin InReach, is the fact that the Earthmate app, if you have a login, you can log in and use the topo maps, the Garmin topo maps. So that was kind of a new pleasant surprise to discover. Now I'm finding that there are some limitations with the Garmin InReach app, but what's really cool about it is instead of having to communicate through the phone to broadcast out, or sorry, to send text messages out through the InReach, through the satellite, you can use it right from your iPad as well, keeping your phone freed up to do whatever else. Right now, in this case, I have the phone Google Maps, which I use for everything else, navigating us to the Swift Creek campground on the south side of the Uintas. So that can be handling its business. And what I've got is this thing, the iPad, connected via Bluetooth to the InReach, and we're just using that, and it's just super nice. You got a moving map display on board, which if you've already paid for the InReach, you don't have to pay for the Gaia app, or what are the other ones out there? There's a few other ones that I've been kind of on the fence about buying, and I just haven't really gone on a big enough trip to warrant purchasing one just yet. So I was super excited that it actually is included, and it's got a pretty decent topographical map with most all the trails built in. You have the option of downloading all sorts of different map databases, whatnot. It's just pretty neat that you've got a built-in topographic map with trails, names, campgrounds, all included in your Garmin InReach. We're going to try and send our first message via the InReach to the missus. We're going to use the message of the iPad. Punch in my wife's name right there. Okay, here we go. The text message going out, and we should get an audio. There you go. Here's the audio. It just boosted out of the GPS, and so now we'll just tap that and see if we get a reply. Now, as far as messages go on the unit itself, there we go to messages, and actually read the full message. There you go. I think that arrow on the side there tells you that it's been sent. Now we're just waiting for a reply. But that's going to be the test, is how long does it take to actually get a reply. I'm not having any tracking on, so right now I'm just going to leave it up on the GPS position, on the GPS page, and we're going to get underway and see how long it takes to get a message reply back from the missus. Switch back over to the map mode. Yeah, that's just so freaking awesome. All right, look, here we go. Let's find a spot to pull off. I'm getting a message. It's ringing and chiming, and it says, "Yes, I can see you now." So that's totally freaking awesome. What did that only took? About 5 minutes? Not even that. Let's find a place to pull off. How about right here? So that's pretty cool. It's really quite quiet, but let's see. Go back to the main page. All right, there we go. Got a single message from the missus. There you have it. Yes, I can see you now. Cool, very good. You can take a look at it and open it fully wide open. So there's your little download arrow, outgoing message, incoming message. That's totally freaking awesome. That works as advertised. Shows we're gonna arrive in the camp at 6:48 currently. So kind of doubtful of that. Really, the next thing we got to do is activate the tracking mode. Let me check the settings real quick. Options, tracking, send interval 4 hours. No, I'm going to change that to 30 minutes just for this one stretch. Change it to 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Change it to 10 minutes for this one stretch, and we'll change that back when we select OK to start tracking. Okay, cool. Well, that's that. Oh, cool. Current track details. So there we are, and it shows our current location. Nothing but the big mountains, big Uinta mountains straight ahead of us. Back to the map page. Hi, hon. Okay, so I'm gonna be out of service soon. Check it out. I have turned on the tracking function of my GPS, okay? So every 10 minutes it will, if you look at that map, every 10 minutes it'll show you a little symbol of where I was, you know, 10 minutes ago or whatever. Keep an eye on that. I will contact you from text message, satellite text message when I get to camp tonight within about an hour. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, so we're in business. So this is pretty much primarily the main function of this thing. Well, I guess the secondary function you could say, but enabling your loved ones and your people who are keeping track of you to keep an eye on where you were at. So it's the ultimate test. So far the communications, satellite communications are working via text. Oh wow, look at those glorious hills up there. So beautiful. Tell you how indispensable it feels to actually have a moving map on board right here in the cab. That's super freaking handy. You know, you see just how much further it is, just a little ways up the trail. You can see the names of most of the forest roads. Here we are. Wow, what a sweet little campground. Holy cow. That water is coming down quick, isn't it? Oh boy. Wow. Unreal. Oh man. Well, the campgrounds are supposedly closed for COVID-19. I think what we're gonna do is cruise back down the road a little ways. We're not gonna be able to camp here. right, so hella sweet. We made it down here to this secret secluded spot. So now we can turn tracking off and you can take a look at all the different track marks that it left. So that's cool. All right, well, sorry for the kind of abrupt ending to the Garmin InReach functions and whatnot. I'm gonna have some more videos forthcoming, but this is pared down from about a 30-minute long video. So if you made it this far, appreciate you sticking around. You just never know what you're gonna get, some sort of an adventure on the channel. Thanks for joining me, and consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. Hope to see you on the next one. All right, gang, well, after all these years, I finally have a legitimate rooftop tent on the rig. Flashback to this video over here when I was rigging up my campsite tent cot. But here we are, just got it rigged up. Tepui, I don't know which version this is, but it's on loan to me from a friend, from a group of friends actually. This belongs to the Kangaroo race team. It's the race team tent actually, so super stoked that they would let me borrow it, put it to use, give it a trial run, and I'm already totally sold and convinced on that this is a necessity for my truck. So let's go take a look inside.